So next we will start with the rectilinear figures. So plane figures bounded by straight lines are called rectilinear figures. Okay, and its examples you can have this triangle, quadrilateral or other hexagon, heptagon, and all those things will be the example of rectilinear figures. Okay, then in this topic our main concern will be on quadrilaterals. Now in quadrilaterals we will have these parallelograms, then parallelogram can further be named as, you can say, rectangle. Then we can also have this rhombus, and we can also have one more, that is square. Other quadrilaterals which we will discuss will be like kite and trapezium, and we also know that trapezium can be isosceles also, so isosceles trapezium is also there. Okay, so in this rectilinear figures we will start with first thing, that is parallelograms. So parallelogram can also be represented as this, we can write it as parallelogram also. So in parallelogram we will discuss the properties of parallelogram. The first property is, in parallelogram, pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal. Pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal. Then we have both pairs of opposite angles are equal. Suppose we have this parallelogram, we have these two sides are parallel and equal. Now these two will also be parallel and equal, so this is a parallelogram. So in next we have both pair of opposite angles are equal, means angle A will be equal to angle C and angle D will be equal to angle B. How? Because this, we can clearly see that angle D plus angle A will be 180 degree, because these are co-interior angles, D and A. Okay, similarly we know that D plus C will be 180 degree, again the same reason, because these are co-interior angles, D plus C. So now we can also say that D plus A, this D, angle D plus angle C must be equal, because sum is equal to 180 degree. So D and D gets cancelled, so we have angle A is equal to angle C. So opposite angles are equal. Similarly we can find out that angle B and angle D will be same. Okay, so this was both pair of opposite angles are equal. Similarly we can prove for angle B equal to angle D. Okay, so the next property is third property, C. This is pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal. We have done this. Okay, there is a sufficient condition if in a quadrilateral we find we have one pair of opposite sides as parallel and equal, then we can say that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. We can say that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Next, in a parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other, and the parallelogram as a whole also. Parallelogram also. What it means? It means suppose there is a parallelogram. There is a parallelogram ABCD. In the first part, we are saying diagonal bisect each other. If we join the diagonals, this is the one diagonal, and DB is the other diagonal, and this is the point of intersection O. So in first part, OA should be equal to OC and OB should be equal to OD. Okay, diagonal bisect each other means OA is equal to OC and OD is equal to OB. So for that, we can prove triangle AOB congruent to triangle COD. We can prove that these two triangles are congruent. How these are congruent? Because we know that these two are equal. Yes, we know that these two angles are equal because these are alternate angle, because the lines are parallel also. Because ABCD is a parallelogram, so these two lines AB and CD are parallel and equal. So these two angles are equal because these are alternate. Similarly, this pair and this pair is equal. Again the same reason, because these are alternate angles. So clearly by ASA, triangles will be congruent. And if triangles are congruent by CPCT, we can clearly see that OA will be equal to OC and OB will be equal to OD by CPCT. We can have OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD by CPCT. Okay, so these are the four main properties of parallelogram. Now we know that rectangle, rhombus, square, these all are part of parallelogram, special type of parallelogram. So all these three will have these properties. All these three figures, rectangle, rhombus, square, will have this property plus some additional properties they will have. In case of a parallelogram, the diagonals divide it into two congruent triangles. Okay, in case of parallelogram, suppose this is the diagonal. Now this diagonal will divide the parallelogram ABCD. This diagonal will divide the parallelogram ABCD into two equal parts. How this can be proved? Again, these two are parallel and equal. These two sides are parallel and equal. These two sides are parallel and equal. And we have just proved that pair of opposite angles are also equal. So angle A will be equal to angle C. So triangles are congruent by side angle side. So by side angle side, triangle ADB will be congruent to triangle CBD, and by this, using CPCT, or there is no need to use CPCT. Now these two triangles are equal, so their areas are equal. By definition of congruency, we know that these two parts will overlap each other, will superimpose each other. If they superimpose each other, it means their areas are equal. Okay. Next, in case of rectangle, next we discuss rectangle. Rectangle will have all the properties of parallelogram. Besides that, we know that a rectangle is a parallelogram whose vertex angles are 90 degree each. Okay, a rectangle is a parallelogram whose vertex angle are 90 degree each, and therefore its diagonals are equal. In case of parallelogram, diagonals were not equal, but in rectangle, diagonals are equal. So now suppose this is a rectangle ABCD. This is a rectangle ABCD. Now this is the diagonal BD. This is the diagonal BD. Now, and the other diagonal is AC. Suppose we have this AC, other diagonal is AC. So we are saying that in case of rectangle, AC will be equal to BD. AC will be equal to BD. Only then the lengths will be equal. So we will consider triangle ABD and triangle ABC. We will consider ABD and ABC. Now in this, AB is common. AB is equal to AB in these two triangles is common, and we know that this AD is equal to BC because opposite sides are equal, because rectangles has all the properties of parallelogram, so its opposite sides must be same, so AD equal to BC. And also we know that angle A will be equal to angle B, which each angle being 90 degree. So these two triangles will be congruent by side angle side, and if these are congruent, then we can clearly see that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle BCA, okay, by SAS. So it means we can clearly see that this part DB is equal to AC by CPCT. So it means length of diagonals in case of rectangle are equal. So length of diagonals is equal in a rectangle. Now we discuss some properties of a square. Now square is a rectangle whose adjacent sides are equal. If in a rectangle adjacent sides are equal, then it will be a square. What it means? It means all sides are equal. It means all sides of a square are equal and vertex angle is 90 degree each. Now we consider the properties about the diagonals. Now it is a kind of rectangle, so it has all the properties of rectangle. So one more property was that all the diagonals are equal. It means all the diagonals are equal, AC and BD are equal. Or you can also prove it using triangle ABD and ABC. We can also prove it using these two triangles. Angle A is 90 degree here and angle B is 90 degree in this. Okay. Also AB is common to both the triangles, and also AD and BC are same. So clearly triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle BCD will be congruent to triangle BAC. So we have the result. We have this result as AC equal to BD by CPCT. Okay. Now consider the smaller triangles. Smaller triangles means triangle AOC, triangle AOB and triangle BOC. Now in these two triangles we can see that AB is equal to BC because all sides are equal in case of square, and OB is equal to OB is the common side to both the triangles. Two things we have. Now the third thing is, in case of parallelogram we have learned that diagonals bisect each other. So if diagonals bisect each other, it means AO will be equal to OC as diagonals bisect each other. So therefore clearly triangle AOB will be congruent to triangle COB by SSS. So this is an important result. Now AOB, COBs are congruent. It means we have these two angles are same. It means we have these two angles equal by CPCT, and using this we can clearly see that diagonals bisect the vertex angles. Diagonals are bisecting the vertex angle. This is an important finding. Also angle AOB is equal to angle COB, and both these angles are making a linear pair. So you will see that AOB plus COB should be 180 degree, and both the angles are same. So it means angle AOB is equal to angle COB must be equal to 90 degree each. How? Listen, these AOB and COB are equal by CPCT and they are forming a linear pair, so each angle is 90 degree. So it means diagonal bisect the vertex angle, diagonal bisect each other, they bisect each other and they are perpendicular to each other as well. They are perpendicular to each other as well. Okay, so these are the important properties of square. Now we have rhombus. In a rhombus, we can see it is a kind of parallelogram whose adjacent sides are equal. If in a parallelogram you have adjacent sides as equal, you can call it as rhombus. So it means all sides are equal in case of a rhombus. Opposite angles are equal because it will have all the properties of parallelogram. Diagonals will bisect each other, again it will have the properties of parallelogram. Now we will discuss the properties of diagonals of rhombus. Now if we join these two diagonals, DB and AC, we have joined these two diagonals. So what we have to do, so suppose again joining this again DB, okay, suppose this point is O. So now what we need to prove that diagonals bisect each other. There is no need to prove diagonals bisect each other because diagonal bisect each other because it will have all the properties of a parallelogram. The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Now this is an important thing. The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So for that, suppose these two sides, see these two triangles, triangle AOB and triangle AOD we need. Okay, in these two triangles we know that AO is common, AO is equal to AO common. Similarly AD is equal to AB because all sides are equal. All sides are equal in case of a rhombus. And we can also see that if AD and AB are equal, then these two angles, then we have these two angles as same. We have these two angles as same. Why they are same? Because this is an isosceles triangle. Other thing we can use is OD is equal to OB. Why? Because diagonal bisect each other. So if we say like that OD is equal to OB because diagonals bisect each other. So diagonals bisect each other. So by SSS, these two triangles will be congruent. Which triangle? Triangle AOD will be congruent to triangle AOB. Okay. So clearly we can see that angle AOD should be equal to angle AOB. But these are forming a linear pair. From the figure you can see that these two are forming a linear pair. So it means AOD plus angle AOB should be equal to 180 degrees. So clearly each angle is 90 degree each because these two are equal and sum of these two should be 180. So each pair is 90 degrees. So diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Now we want to check if diagonals bisect the vertex angles or not. Now this is an vertex angle, so we need to check if DB is bisecting it. So for that, suppose this angle 1 is equal to angle 2 because these are alternate angle. So this, suppose this number is 2, this is angle 2, that is one angle 1. So we have angle 1 equal to angle 2, okay, because these are alternate angles, because CD is parallel to AB. So angle 1 is equal to angle 2 because these are alternate angles. Okay. Also we know that this angle number 3, angle 3 is equal to angle 1 because DC is equal to BC. All the sides were equal, so triangle CDB can be written as a isosceles triangle. So these two sides are equal, so these two angles must be equal. So clearly we have angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So therefore angle 2 is equal to angle 3. So 2 and 3 are equal. If 2 and 3 are equal, it means DB bisect angle B. So therefore we can say diagonals bisect the vertex angle. Therefore diagonal bisect the vertex angle. Okay. So these were the few important properties of parallelogram, rectangle, square and rhombus. So if you want to summarize these findings, suppose this is a parallelogram, then we have this rectangle, then we have this square, and then we have this rhombus. We want to summarize. Now if we want to check, all sides are equal, all sides are equal. So clearly in case of parallelogram all sides are not equal, in case of rectangle not equal, but in case of square all sides are equal, and in case of rhombus all sides are equal. So all sides are equal. Next is the property we want to discuss, diagonals. Diagonals are equal, diagonals are equal or not. So clearly in case of parallelogram diagonals are not equal, rectangle diagonals are equal, square diagonals are equal, rhombus diagonals are not equal. Now we want to check, diagonals bisect the vertex angle or not. So diagonal bisect the vertex angle or not. So in case of parallelogram diagonals don't bisect the vertex angle, rectangle they don't do so, but in square and rhombus they bisect the vertex angle. Diagonals bisect each other if we want to check. What? Diagonals bisect. If diagonals bisect in case of parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, in all the figures diagonal will bisect each other. So we have these important properties. Okay, so based on these properties we will discuss some questions also. So for now this video is over and you will have to learn these properties well. Okay, so guys, thanks for watching.